Well, remember, the 261 is not a achievable level, I don't think, today. The 241 is the POC of that old range. So there's a few things in here. We can see that that node right there is about the size and the distance between the 188 and the 261. So let's say that if it just used this range like it did before, like if it went from one side to the next, it would literally look just like that. And it would come from the high of the node to the low of the node. And, you know, and it would probably try and steal this little B point like over here at the same time. It might seep through it a little bit. Maybe. We'll see what it looks like when it gets there. In the event that we did that, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4 would be the same size, and then we might be able to do a fifth. You know, reverting back to the middle in 61 is good. I do believe it's going to go farther ultimately. Like I said, the green zone and beyond, but you know, simply penetrating the green zone invites a movement to the red zone, which is kind of, you know, very attractive 150 point distance there. And we know that shortly after we get to the high of that red zone, the actual range that it spent so much time at, where the POC is likely to be inside the long-term daily node, this range. This is where we spent a ton of time. This is where we first made the most attractive range. So we know that that's an area that could get some action. And I do believe we're destined to get involved with that range. And I mean, that's not even that high up. Like, think about it. It's about like 21,500 to get to that middle. Like, if we look at the daily there, like roughly right in the middle of the whole shebang, I would say. You know, very, very, very close to the old EOC. If we just take into consideration the volume inside of that area there, that POC right there, 21,454, 21,500, you know, whatever. Same area, you know what I mean? I'm like, that area though, man, I'm telling you, somewhere I like to be. You know, it loved it before. And it's like, how is it not going to go say hello? It's definitely going to go say hello. You know? Simply put. At the end of the day, it's not a today thing, of course. Could be a tomorrow thing. I mean, it's not beyond it. But I would like to think it would take a couple of days. And then all of the progress that we have made could be wiped out in one day. Right after. To make a right shoulder, to make the 261 lead back to the 188. That movement will wipe out days of progress, days of slow climbing. And all of it comes back down to where we began today. You know? So that's the tough part. Where we began today? Why is where we began today so significant? Because we began today at a 188, right? Where's the beginning of our candle today? It's at the 188, right? We're closing the day, you know, close to the 227. The 261's up there. If we fall, just as a reminder, from the 261 to the 188, that will be the same movement that we did down here, or very close to it. Very similar to how we like to construct 5 wave moves, with the first wave and the second wave and the third wave being the biggest, the fourth wave being similar to the second, and then the fifth wave in many cases being similar to the first, which could insinuate a pretty large movement beyond the all-time high to achieve that. Now that 5 wave move will start to struggle in the 141, 127 area, where in the event that it falls down to its 61, that would be a 61 of the entire movement right there, very close by. So making that pullback after would be 61, and if we made another 61 after that, it would really not surprise me. And that's ultimately what I have drawn on the chart here in a nutshell.